Welcome, Raiders, to another Raid Shadow Legends video. And in this one, I'm going to be talking about something different than we normally talk about. Oh, thanks, player. Thanks for throwing a pack in my face. We lost another one. We have lost another Raid Shadow Legends player and content creator as well. I wanted to talk about this. Mr. All the Wow. After 2 years, Raid finally pushed me too far. Now, this is a 33-minute video, and he's going to talk about different things. I've already pre-watched this, and I asked my community if they would want to watch this whole thing with you, and you want to sit here and watch 33-plus minutes because I'd have to react to it. Instead, I'm going to link this video in the comments down below so if you want to watch the whole thing, or you can watch the rest of this video, and I'm going to give you my thoughts. In the beginning, he talks about his account, and he goes through his champions, how much he invested on his account, right? And he basically says, like, look at what I have. Look at all the, you can see there's plus mythicals, things like that. And he goes talking about, like, you know, he's invested time into this game. He came during the Bambus fusion, things of that nature, and he came in and was playing the game. He's talking about how he doesn't like how in other games you can acquire things a little bit easier. Raid's gacha is not like a gacha. It's more like, oh, you can't spend, or you didn't get the limited time shredder, or you didn't get the limited time fatalis. Sorry, you're just never gonna get it. Couldn't get Leonardo, skipped Leonardo, can never get another one, right? So it's like you get screwed forever, right? And it feels bad. It feels bad because there's no second chance. There's no pity system that helps you. That's like nothing, right? It's just like you're done, which is another form of the FOMO that they use, right? For people who actually get FOMO. FOMO does no longer exist for certain players like myself. I'm just done, right? I'm literally done too. Not quitting, I'm just done investing or spending. Then he goes through and shows like shards and stuff like that. Then he talks about his great haul. He talks about some other things like the area bonus, how much time he's put into the game. Then he starts showing off all the different areas, how like he wants to do this for arena. I probably should put this. Give me a second. Put this a little bit higher so it doesn't look low quality. He starts talking about like grinding, like you build champions, you do the arena, do all these things, and it's like time in this game takes a lot of time, right? Like they always say they're reducing the time, we're going to get quality of lives to reduce time, but then they always add something else that's going to take even more time than what we previously were doing. So it's like, oh, you get a quality of life that saves all this time? You saved like, what, 30 minutes? But then the new content actually takes 2 hours. So you only gain, you actually negative an hour and a half, right? If you think about it, right? So you're like, what? It's just another way to trick people into like thinking. And then as you go through the video, he starts talking about other things, right? Like, oh, it's funny how Raid does this, and then he gives an example about, let me show you something else, right? And I was blown away because it's not every day you see a Raid Shadow Legends player showing Wuthering Waves, the game that got nominated for Mobile the Game of the Year in 2024, and it's also nominated in 2025. And it lost to Balatro last year, which was BS in my opinion. There's no way that Balatro only had in terms of mobile, not PC. We're not talking about PC. We're only talking about mobile. You had like maybe 10,000, 100,000 people download the game. You know how much Woo had? Millions. What are you talking about? Crazy. Anyways, there's no way. That was just a whole like cheap shot. So same thing happened with Wukong, right? With Astrobot and the GAT Game of the Year. Everyone's like, Astrobot, it's a good game, but Game of the Year, kind of crazy how that turned out yesterday. Last year seemed a little bit of shilled and bought out. I think that was a little cheating. But anyways, they don't want Chinese to win, right? They didn't want both games to be from China, right? Because Wuthering Waves and Wukong are both not American-made games, Western games, blah, blah, blah. So maybe it was a whole thing. Like, I think that could have been like anyways, let's skip that. But now Wu is nominated again. Wuthering Waves is nominated again. It's going against Uma Musume. Uma Musume is a horse game. That's all it is. It's a horse game that's the girls, that's horses, and they run and you race them, right? So it has a little fandom because you can actually be with your community and be like, hey, who do you think is going to win this race, blah, 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 blah. You can do a little bit of maybe a little weird gambling, right? Like, hey, who's going to win, right? Kind of like marbles, right? Who wins in marbles? But here he's showcasing Wuthering Waves, the characters, how the banners are, and he's going to talk about how you can get gear in Raid. How gear, you're still getting you're still getting blues, you're still getting screwed, right? Like you're spending energy on stuff that you can't get. And he's talking about how the events are always different. But in Raid, it's always Dungeon Divers, Gear Enhancement, Dragon Tournaments. The same tournaments, the same events over and over and over. And as someone who's been playing the game for 7 years, I will tell you, it gets boring, bruh. It's the same thing. Now, I understand the structure. Plarium likes a certain structure for a reason, right? Then he starts showcasing how the ecosystem. The ecosystem is basically gear, and the main stat and substats are very similar to Raid, but the difference is they might look like, as he called them, Pokemon, right? But in actuality, they're just they're echoes. They're like these. So people have frequencies, vibrations, resonators. These people in the game, they resonate with how things work in the world, right? Everything is all kind of like connected in different ways. And then these creatures or discords, right? They all come, some of them, the negative ones come through a tacit discord, which is like a negative field of energy portal, while the rest are like morphed animals, right? Like animals that have got kind of like altered, right? Like as you can see, he's gonna probably show off that bear right there, or a lizard that's like a fire lizard, right?
As you'll see.
And each one has like a stat, right? You have the attack stat, and it has like a gear set, and you can roll it up, and it tells you very simply. There's a lot of quality of life in this game that we've been asking for, right? Not only just this game, Etheria Restart, other games as well that we want in Raid. And it's crazy how they say, oh, Plarium's like, we're the innovators. Like, we're the innovators of this game. Let me move myself a little bit because I'm actually in front of him. But I'm like, if you're innovators, then you wouldn't need to copy. This stuff would already be there. It's kind of weird how Godforge had to put free gear removal, and people are like, what? This already has it? Oh, Plarium's like, oh, we can't do that. And then within a week, it's in the game. Huh? That fast? That was crazy. I thought you couldn't do it because of the economy. Oh, never mind. Never mind. We don't want to lose. We don't want to lose players. We don't want to lose money. And you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's crazy. It's crazy. When this game had it day one, free gear. It doesn't cost you any silver. You can switch infinitely as much as you want. Same thing with ER. There was no reason to do that, right? To Silvergate all that. Think about all the people who have spent millions, can't get it back, and now they're doing it to our Stardust, right, as well, in terms of relics. Why does that have to cost? Make it a free thing, bro. We grinded for that and we worked hard to get those. Why do we have to be gated on? It's just nuts, dude. He starts going through in terms of the systems of how echoes work. He goes in terms of how it's freely. You can easily go farm it. If you want to get the specific gear, you know where to go, right? It's on the map. It's always going to be there. It's either in a tacit field or it's in the open. Like they live a normal like creature-like life with their families, or other types of lizards will be there, and you just go kill them, right? Like an MMO, right? You just go farm them, you get their echoes, and then you put it on, right, on your resonators. Easy. It's simple. While Ray is like, oh, I wanted some pieces of speed. Let me go farm Dragon. Well, I farmed Dragon for a whole week. It's not a 3x. Well, I only got one piece of gear. Probably going to have to spend another 10 to 30,000 energy to maybe get a few more pieces of gear. That's nuts. That's nuts. That's telling you, that's like saying, oh, you don't have gear? You should wait a whole month or maybe 3 weeks to build out one character. People don't have patience like that. In these type of games, man, they can't build it day one or at least week one, they're going to lose their minds. Imagine you pull for a character and then you can't build it. It's kind of crazy, right? Now, there was a system called the Nest system that came out, which doesn't require you any like energy to farm a tacit field, which is a little bit better because it's free, but it's only once a day. But it's still infinitely free if you keep coming back, right? They find ways to get people to log back into Wuthering Waves, right? And not have to spend hours. I only spend 20 minutes on stream every day. That's it. I don't have to sit and do all my keys, level up gear, do all these crazy things. No. As the video goes on, right, he starts to show off how the masteries are, how it works, right? You don't have to go farm some Minotaur and spend tons of energy for that. No, this is free. If you've been saving previously, or if you have resources, you can actually do like a little scroll slider. I don't know if he's going to show it here. Yeah, see how the scroll slider is going to show in Raid? He's going to say how you can like do books and stuff like that and level up their books, right? That's a resource that's very hard to get. But in Wuthering Waves, you can actually just use there is copies, right? You could argue copies are like books in WoWa, right? It's very like you have to get it's hard to get copies, right? They want it to be a reward, right? As you in the same thing in ER, same thing in any other game. If you get copies, your character gets like these really strong masteries, right? Think of it as like a not a new way to play your character, but it enhances the character really good to the point where people say it's pay to win. But you don't need in these games to have multiple copies. Just like in Raid, you don't need to have a +2 Leo to use Leonardo, right? You can have a regular Leonardo with the right gear on and the right setup, and you'll still blow everything up, right? That's how this is. If you build out a good character with good main stats and sub stats, you'll be good no matter what. But he was showcasing that. Then he's going through like team compositions, right? Going through the teams and all the different characters. You can flip everything around, right? You can do the same thing in Raid as well. It might be a little bit limited in this game because it's in threes, but threes is like reminds me of Naruto, right? Either TCG or online games. It's all about switching out, like Marvel versus Capcom. You know how you've ever played fighting games and you can swap people in and out? It's similar like that. It's a dance. He's going to talk about, I think here, he's going to go through all the whole ecosystem and how you can find it. You can alter the main stat nowadays. Back then you couldn't, but you can alter your main stat. You can do the same thing in Raid, but here's the thing. In Raid, when you're trying to get something different, it's RNG. You literally use an ore and just pray to God, and sometimes you can get the same main stat on top. So if you have attack flat, you end up getting attack flat again. It just kicks your whole piece. In this game, you have an echo, you can change the main stat. You can literally use a resource that lets you change it to what you want it to be. To literally what you want. I've done it multiple times. Hashtag Raid could never, right? And he's showing it off right here. You can see. There's the thing that you can get. You can get this from doing the events for free. Or you could buy them when you pull characters. You get this resource called corals, or I think it's called corals, and there's another coral. There's like two types of corals. There's the blue one and the purple one. And when you're pulling for characters in WoWa or Wuthering Waves, you get these corals for getting copies or extra. If you have too many rares or too many epics, you get extra. Same thing in Ethereal Restart, right? These games try to give you more for doing what you're doing. Why in Raid can I use my ancient shards and my void shards and get a little bit, just a little bit of something else? Yeah, I'm not asking for a lot. I'm saying like, can I get some chaos powder? Like maybe can I get some oils or something? Can I get half of a token, right? A token trader. Can I get half of a fragment of it, like 25 fragments of a token? And if you get 100, you get a full token in the token trader. That'd be cool. So if you're pulling a lot in Raid, you would eventually get yourself a whole token. And then you're like thinking to yourself, well, I got one token. I could sack maybe one or two leggings. I could probably start going, you know what I'm saying? And if you play the long game, maybe in a year, you can actually get yourself one free dupe. In this game, did you know you can use your coral to buy the dupes straight out the shop? You can just buy the copies. You don't have to pull. You don't have to like RNG. You can just buy the copies. If the character's on the banner at that moment, just go buy it. Just go buy it. No limitation. You saved? Here you go. Thanks for waiting. Like, simple, man. Relevant. It's crazy. Pretty neat. The way they treat their customers is way different.
Yeah, we go into the reviews. You see how they have recommended.
Oh, he's gonna go. He's gonna be talking about like when you go to reviews and you're gonna see the reviews of the character in Raid. But when you go to the recommended artifacts, it's garbo, right? I said this many. I'm like, bro, this is 2019, 2020. No one's building a character like that. If you follow that recommended artifacts, you're cooking. You're cooking your account. You're cooking everything. You're screwing yourself over. You might as well just start over, like delete your Raid account and start again. Like legit, is that bad? Because remember, you get silver gated early in the game. If you don't use your silver right, you can literally get walled from silver. Because everything costs silver. And since you don't have millions of it as a new player, you will get screwed. You won't be able to do chickens. You won't be able to summon. You won't be able to do nothing. Right? So you following the recommended artifacts, that whole tab should be deleted. It is wrong. It is 100% wrong. And then he says, Rua did this, right? They released this maybe like in 2.4, so this wasn't always in the game. But they have a built-in system where you can find guides in the game. If you click a character, it will show you the guides of what you would prioritize, how you want to choose their main stats, their substats, everything. The recommended teammates, right? The characters that you want to put them with, right? Other people you want to put them with.
And this is not just this game. This is all the gachas that I played.
Exactly. Every single gacha. ER is just like this. I can actually watch one of my clanmates. He can go run a run. I can see what he's building, what he's put on the characters. I could replay the run, I could replay the run and watch his run, but I can watch his characters and what gear they're wearing, what stats they have on, without having to ask him. It's just there in the game. And here, instead of you having to go to YouTube or some other website like Hell Hades or something else, it's all the guides are here in the game. So you can stay in the game. So you don't have to always get out the game. Right? So you can stay immersed and play Wuthering Waves.
I started playing. Every options along.
And then it's going to show you like recommended teammates, what weapons you should use, things like this. This is what you see on every website, right? Any gaming website or any website that talks about games or specific genre. You're always going to see things like this, and they're going to give you some information. Then he's going to go through the characters.
Pretty good.
What was over here? I kind of...
We get here. Where is it? Shorekeeper, S tier champion within 50 pulls guaranteed.
Okay, so what he's saying is here is that if you started earlier, right? If you started at 1.3, there are some characters that are so good that they don't get. I mean, they can get power creep, but they're not. Every character is like some supports are just their role is so good that you can't really creep them, right? They're like that good. They make each character different. When they're thinking of characters in the future, they're not thinking of how can we make that previous character we worked on useless. They're not thinking that way. They're thinking how can we make something different that's like this, but not the same, but still similar. For people who can't pull this character, you might pull someone else in the future that's similar, right? And we have that. In 3.0, we do have some new supports like Buling coming out and some other stuff. But yeah, Shorekeeper is still number one, like one of the best supports. It's crazy how she was a year ago and she's still top support, right? And that's the great thing about, they say, power creep and all these other games like HSR, Genshin, all these other power creep in this game is not as bad. It's very lower because every resonator is its own thing and they tried to make it unique. They don't try to just instantly go, let's make this, and in 6 months we got to figure a way to make that useless so that they keep buying the new thing. No, right? If you invest into something you like, it's probably going to stay really strong, especially if you get copies of her and level up her her resonance chain, right? Or her sequence nodes, whatever you call it. That's going to be nuts. Yo, what's up, Buster? But yeah, I think she's still insane of a character as well.
This is where it's at.
Okay, then he's going to be talking about the banner system, like how you pull characters and how it works, right? Like in Raid, you could pull 200 all the way up to 220 to guarantee yourself something. That is insane. That's almost three. That is almost 3 times. Okay, 3 times the amount. You might be like, but yeah, I can get multiple. I can get lucky and get. Bro, the rates are insane. I've gotten lucky where I pull 10 pull. It's very rare in Raid where I pull 10 pull and get a Lego. It can happen, but it's so rare. It's higher in a game that has less pulls, in my opinion. I've done it. I've done double character, and I've never done double weapon. I just unlucky, I guess. I just don't get double weapon. The characters in this game are not guaranteed. So if you pull 80 in a Ethereal restart, if you pull 80, you're guaranteed the character. But going all the way to 80 in ER feels like shit. You're hoping that you get it sooner, right? Because if you get it sooner, you save, and then you might want to go for another copy of the character, right? So if you go all the way to 80, it feels like shite. Now, they have a mini pity. When you get to 70 in this game, you actually get boosted, right? You start to, like, every pull after that is quicker. It's just like Raid's 200. As you go to 220, you might pull it sooner, not at 220, right? Like at 205, things like that. The only difference that makes this game really good is their weapon system. As you can see, there's characters and then there's weapons. The weapons are 100% guaranteed. That means if you go all the way to 80, just like an ER, you're guaranteed to get it. There's no gotcha mechanic to it. The way that WoWo works is if you're going for the character like this, and you haven't lost your 50-50. If you lost your 50-50, then you're guaranteed the character. So every time, let's say you just got a new character, right? The next time you go for next new character, you have to, try to hit Lego. That Lego will either be 50% old character, as you can see the old ones like down there with a little girl like jumping up in the green. It says choice, right? You either get that, or you're going to get the one that's on the banner. That's a 50% chance to get the one that's on the banner, and 50 that's not. That's why they call it gacha, because it's called 50-50. If you're really good, I guess like lucky, you get the character. If not, you don't. You might be thinking, is that how it always works? No, that's only how it works the first time. After you lose your 50-50, the next time is 100% going to be this person or whoever you're pulling for. It's always going to be like that, right? And this is where they call it the gacha. People in the raid community want to say it's called a gacha. It's not. It's a casino, okay? It's a casino. It's a high roller casino where people like to enjoy the game, and that's totally fine. Trust, I've been playing the game for 7 years, so I know. And I've seen people, low spenders all the way to Krakens and whales, going crazy. And you would think it's like people would be happy to pull lightning in raid, and most of the people are not happy to pull lightning. I just pulled the ethos, and I want to destroy my account. I pulled an arbiter before that ethos, my third arbiter, and I want to destroy my account. I don't want those characters. It's okay to get some dupes. That's fine. But when it's void shards, can I stop getting dupes, man? Can I get something different? It's nuts. But you play a different game like this, and I get what I want when I want. I go play ER. I literally got both the banner characters on Ethereal Restart, and I have enough summons. If they make new characters like a week from now, I can pull both of them. You have so much. If you're playing the game and saving, you have enough resources to keep going and keep going and keep going. In raid, you know what happens? You have enough resources. You save Shadow Legends. You lose all of it. Fuck. Now you're screwed for a whole maybe a week or two. You have to start saving maybe even 3 weeks to be able to go hard again like that. Other games you go hard, but you still recover some resources to keep going a little bit hard next time. So, a lot of things need to change.
With
honestly.
Shadow Legends. Six-star soul.
He's talking about souls, trying to give comparisons between raids, souls, the champions, and things like that. But I already talked about the weapons and all this already. Internal soul. There's another thing, bro. In raid, soul stones are cool. I like it. I like that they fixed the wish list. They're making it a little bit better. It does take a little bit of time to get your champion, but it's not as long as it used to be. I used to wait almost 9 months to a year to get a wish list champion, legit. Before before it was 2x, before it was 4x, and now it's 8x, right? I feel like I get my wish list once every 2-3 months now. Before it took way longer, especially if you're not swiping or spending, right? But still, this system needs to be changed. It's not as fair. It doesn't let you. There's no 50-50. There's no 25-75. What if I don't get my wish list the first 50 times? The sixth time, I'm going to get a wish list. It doesn't have to be a 6-star blessing, but can I at least get a 1-star? Can I at least get a 2-3? That's how it should work. You would think. Not in raid, though, right? It's pure RNG, so he goes through that.
These games have story, so if you don't like...
Right, so in terms of this, he's going to start talking about the game's story, the lore. It's very engrossed. You can, not just offline or in the data when you're reading the notes. The actual game has a story. In raid, right, when you go to the story, remember the story was only in campaign, and it was only in the beginning of the game when we went from Kara Castle all the way down to Brimstone Path. That's it. What happened? Why when I go to Doom Tower, there's no videos, there's no cinematics, there's no nothing, there's no Dark Fae, right, talks to me or says oh, summoner, this is your last your last stand, or nothing. You go to Curse, all these videos, all these things are out of the game. They're all on Facebook. They put them in the game. How are you supposed to immerse? You know, the way to play Raid is like, let me have my social media open and let me have player and play open, and I just stare to the left and stare to the right and stare to the left. Brother, what? Brother, this is a $1 billion company, brother. You have milked that many people, and this is the game? You might be like, well, adults don't care about story. No one cares about lore. We're all in our 30s, 40s, and 50s. We don't care about that type of stuff. But then you have people playing Expedition 33 and giving it Game of the Year. Right? Like, what? That shit is... Story matters. It's one of the reasons why these characters exist. It's one of the reasons why we get, like, attached to a character. Right? Like, I used to be, like, a Shaco / like, Garen main in League of Legends. You know, when you think about the Massia, when you think about the characters, the regions, the worlds, the whole shit that's going on in, like, with that character and what's going on in the story, it matters. It all matters. But, you know, I guess with Raid, it's like, it's not that important. You know, we can't market that or make a lot of money off that, so who cares about putting that in the game? Everyone just wants the PvP anyways and spend money, so.
So, okay. Let's enjoy the artwork, guys.
Yes, the artwork, right? Like, honestly, I'm surprised when you go into Raid that there's no tab. Look at all these tabs that could exist here. There could be one for cinematics. There could be one for videos, Raid videos, one for Raid art, one for, like, there's a whole Raid. I don't know if you guys knew this. There's people who play Raid, but they don't even actually play Raid. They love Raid for the art only, like the art actual community. They're like early to mid-game, late-game players. They're not even end-game players because they don't care about endgame. They just care about the characters. There's a whole nother community within Raid Shadow Legends that's not the Raid Shadow Legends PvP community or PvE. It's a whole separate one. And you're literally cutting them off. They're always having to only talk in Discord or on their own selves or online. They don't actually get to come in the game, actually appreciate what's in the game because you have all this extra space that could be used for those people. I feel sorry for them because they don't get to, and I was one of them, and I stopped caring because I realized I'm like, man, they don't care enough to put it in the game. Then why should I care? Well, you know, why should I go and like go to a character, try to read their, like, I would love to read their lore, right? I would love to read lore, but if lore is supposed to be something I'm doing while I'm background battling, it's like, what? It's weird. Anyways.
Not only is it from the character select screen, this is my favorite for reasons.
So characters have like animations, they have movements, they're a little bit more fluid than Raids. Raids is like, they have a little bit of cool animations, a little bit of morph with the metamorphs and stuff like that, but they're not alive, right? It's almost like they're like T-pose, they do some stuff on screen, and then go back and, you know what I'm saying? Like they feel a little bit more live here in WoW, in my opinion, which is totally true, especially because you can look at everything. What is it, Primal Shards? What is he talking about this one?
This video is being made on Thanksgiving Day, and tomorrow is the big Black Friday sales. And we're going to poll, right? And this video is probably not going to sway you in not polling because they're going to give you some Primal Shards, and they're going to give you...
Right, so there's a Black Friday deals that let you buy that one Sacred, the 3 Primals, and like a few shards. It was like $20. It was cool. I looked at it, skipped it, didn't buy it. Wow, imagine, right? There's a bunch of players who went crazy and bought that. Bro, I'm not RNGing myself on some random fucking thing that doesn't let me get what I want. I'm sorry. There's no wish list right here in the summoning portal. It's been 7 years, not one wish list. I'm telling you, the worst thing in this game is that I can't get what I want. What if I want +4 Timmy? Can't do it. What if I want +4 Leo? Can't do it. What if I can't do what I want? And it's like, what's the point of saving these then? These are just saving for like, well, if I get it, I get it. Or if I get more dupes, it's going to be Faction Guardian. They should just call this the Faction Guardian Portal. Just call it that. That's what they should just call it, the Faction Guardian Portal. Stop calling it the Summon Portal. I'm just being real.
×2 at getting a Primal Champion.
Yeah.
Probably would never
A
use
lot of people are going to be pulling for that ×2 Primal.
Shadow Legends is still a good game now. I've tried multiple gacha games.
Yes, I am playing 7 right now. I used to only play Raid every single day. I still do, technically, but I'm saying, like, I used to play a lot on my account. I play every single day on other people's accounts. You guys know that, right? If you guys have been watching my content on twitch.tv or on YouTube. I've been helping people like crazy, but it's just to me. I had to play something else because I'm like, man, I am I wrong? Like I had to see if I was wrong, and I wasn't. I was right. Other games spoil you. You feel better when you're playing Raid. Raid should be played just enough. Just enough. Spend just enough or just play just enough. That's it. Don't go too hard. Don't go too crazy. People who do, they end up crashing out. They end up fucking leaving clans. They end up causing drama behind the scenes in Discord with other content creators. It's nuts for a freaking game that doesn't even care about you. Why would you do that? Right? I don't know. It's crazy.
And in one of them, I have the best team overall. Honkai Star Rail, I have the best team after 2 months
Oh,
playing.
he plays Honkai Star Rail, and in 2 months he has one of the best teams in the game. But if you were to come into Raid, how long would it take you to get the best champions? Because there's no way to actually choose what you want to pull. You just pull and see what you get.
In Wuthering Waves, I have one of the best teams. In Genshin Impact, I have a so-so team.
Oh wow, he plays a lot of HSR Hoyoverse games, right? Genshin, Honkai Star Rail. He's playing some Kuro games, which is Wuthering Waves. I don't play Genshin and I don't play Honkai Star Rail. I did want to play ZZZ, but a lot of people would say, Jay, that's just another version of Wuthering Waves. Why would you play ZZ? Well, it's also not just a game. It's also something that I'm into, right? Raid has some cool characters, right? We'll look at, like, for instance, there's some nice characters. When you look at them, you think of them a little bit of like, wow, like, right? That's not like super sexualized, but when you look at it, you're like, damn, that just is looking kind of, you know what I'm saying? She looking nice, right? When you think of it, it's supposed to be a demon spawn. It's supposed to be a monster. But in generality, you think of the champion, design looks amazing, but then as a female, she also looks pretty nice as well, right? And a lot of these games, when people are playing them, they're playing them for the characters, right? Not just the skill sets or da-da-da-da. They're playing it for the character themselves. You could call it some Gunner bait. You can call it some little bit of imping, you know what I'm saying, with the S in front of it. But it's just attaching this liking for this fictional thing, right? That's what it's about. It doesn't matter if it's like, let's talk about Pokemon, right? People, you want to like do things with those Pokemon? No, you just want to catch them, collect them all. You want them to have them. It's like having little friends, or like having a nice team, or different like combos, right? Or like in Harry Potter, right? It's all about learning different spells and different types of tactics and things like that. Everyone has their own way of doing things. Some of them are shooters, right? Call of Duty. Some people like to play RTSs, right? Like top-down Civilization, or maybe StarCraft. Some people like to play turn-based games like Raid or Final Fantasy, whatever it is, your type of playing. But for me, I just like to play good things, right? Like the developers want to treat you well, like you're a good customer, not like, hey, there's this thing and and whatchamacallit, we're just gonna like use you, right? You don't want to be treated that way. So,
and in Zenless Zone Zero, I just started that game. But
he actually plays ZZZ as well. Danny plays a lot of Hoyoverse games. He does. More power to him. I cannot do that.
Going in a pretty good direction.
I play other mobile games like Umumusame. I play Dokkan Battle, Street Fighter Duel, King Arthur Legends Rise, PGR, Punishing Grey Raven, another game made by Kuro Games, who make Wuthering Waves.
All this bloat, what is it for, right? You're only going to use.
He's talking about the bloat in the game, that there's so many champions. There's thousands. Okay, sorry. There's like 875 to like 950, right? And let's be honest. No one's building commons. No one's building uncommons. No one's even building rares, because we don't even have rare empowerment in the game. So we only have epic empowerment. I always said that epic should have been +4, Lego should have been +4, and rare should have been +2. That's how it should have been, right? I said that when they were doing the empowerment, I was like, that's how it needs to be, right? Because people who can't pull a lot of the epics, right, they need their rares to get stronger so they can get the better epics. And then people who only can pull epics and can't pull Legos, they need their +4 to get the Legos eventually. And then the people who are spenders can +4 the Legos if they can't get the mythicals. But I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, just break the chains. No more Raid Shadow Legends. If you are to play Raid Shadow Legends, have it be your second game, your third game, something you do.
Facts. That's what I would do. That's what I do, right? I play Raid a lot because my community needs my help. But people keep saying like Raid is your main game. I'm like, no, it's not. The amount of time I put in Raid is not even close to what I put into ER or WUA. Just because you don't see it live on YouTube or you don't see it on Twitch doesn't mean I'm putting hundreds and thousands of hours. Sometimes I do it on live, right? I'll be like, hey, I'm playing the new 2.8 or Chisha's event. I'll do it on stream. But I am playing that game a lot off stream. Trust me. Raid does everything for me on auto anyways. I just auto here, use my keys here, blah, 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 and then I log off. Simple. But in those games, I actually get to play the games, right? So I just wanted to go through here. It's sad to see another Raid Shadow Legends player leaving. I will subscribe, see what he's going to be playing later on in the future. I would like to actually see what he's going to be doing. But that's my thoughts on his video. I wanted to technically watch the whole thing, but then I'd have to stop it and give my reaction. That would make the video like 50 minutes to an hour, right? So those are my thoughts. Yes, I think Wuthering Waves is a really good game. Is it for everyone? No. A lot of people don't like the aesthetic of a Japanese or cartoonish, anime look, right? But that's just how most mobile games or gacha games on mobile are. They have that aesthetic because other people like that. And I understand if Raid is your type of thing where you like dark RPGs, you like the way it looks, it's more mature, even though it's technically a PG-13 game. Did you know that? They don't want to consider it a PG-18 or at least a rated R or nothing like that because there's no blood in Raid. Have you ever noticed that as well? There's very rare blood, right? No Mortal Kombat, no nothing. So this is a PG-13 game. Who'd have thought? Where people are killing, there's monsters and everything, and oh man, have you read the lore? It's pretty intense. But yeah, I think Raid is a good game. I'm still gonna be playing it. It is sad to see another Raid. Another summoner go, another Raid Shadow Legends content creator as well. Stop playing the game too. He wasn't just a viewer, right? He was a content creator. So that does suck. But hey, people go, people come. That's just how it is, right? We've lost a lot of other CCs in the past, like Soda Dragon Gaming, Murder Inc., Manimal Gaming, Boomer 69. Like we've lost a lot of people who stopped. Want to mess? What happened to him, right? Like. It's sad to see people go, but we know what happened with Saffron Man because that was the whole thing with Plarium. They screwed him over, unfortunately. Sucks, but it's just I hope Raid actually changes. I hope that MTG will help this company get better and learn from their mistakes and actually stop just be transparent. Like I understand that they don't want to be real because they can use that information over the players, and that's just dumb. ER just literally shows. Here's our next 3 months. These are all the characters, all the banners. Here you go. It's not like, here it is, 2 weeks. You don't know what's coming in 2 more weeks. You don't know what's coming in. Bro, what? it's crazy. But you know what? I'm still going to stay here in this jungle, in this fucking little circus of this game called Raid Shadow Legends and enjoy it with everyone else. But I just won't be investing. I'm totally free to play. I haven't spent a dime since Leonardo, and I'm going to keep it that way. But will they bring me back? Will they make me spend money? Because they have Joe and the Luminant. And she's here now. If they do some sort of guarantee, they could get me to spend. But I highly doubt they'll do something like that. Because you know why? This is Raid Shadow Legends. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.